Hey guys, hey, welcome to the room. My name is Raquel May David, and I am your host tonight. My co-host is David Sanchez, and he is going to be in the room moderating, answering any questions that we may have. I like to give everyone kind of time to get into the room. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, we have an open floor until right about 8:05 or 8:10, depending on how many people flood in. So right now, if you guys have any questions about the platform, how the platform dips and does, please go ahead and you can either come off of mute or you can drop the message in the chat. Either way, I would read both. Welcome, Lonnie. Welcome, Shannon. Welcome, Robert, to the room.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any questions
Hello.
before we get started?
Yeah, I have a question. Today I was able to do 6 clients. Yeah, I was kind of blessed today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was looking for a particular attack to use because I like the FTC, which is supplemented by CFPB, if I am mistaken.
Mhm.
Do you have any particular attack that it will have that would attach that to it? Is it a particular
No,
attack?
there's not. So my question
Okay.
would be, that's a great question. Let me ask, have you already downloaded the guide from the training manual, and are you using that attack flow?
That's what I need to do, use that attack flow. Because
Right.
I'm freestyling and just picking the booster for mostly every client, figuring that's the main one that attacked the most. But I need to go with the flow, right? That's
Right.
what you're saying.
Right. So
All
I
right.
would definitely recommend going with the flow. So one of the benefits of having Dispute Panda is while you're going through, I always tell all of my clients that I'm mentoring or I'm coaching, track your results. So if you are doing your own flow, like you're picking stuff and you're sending it off, that's fine. Track what you've been able to remove so that way, and when I say track it, don't just say one collections, one repo, one bankruptcy. I want you to put down the actual person that's there. And the reason why, and when I say person, like I removed a charge off from Capital One after
Gotcha.
using the Supreme boosted nerve attack, right? That
Gotcha.
way,
Gotcha.
when you're going through the system and you see similar clients come in with like similar account styles or similar creditors on there, you can have an
Hmm.
idea of, okay, well, I know that this is my concrete flow that Dispute Panda has provided, but in the past I've done this letter, and it attacked this, so I'm going to send this out first. So a lot of
Gotcha.
times when people are coming in, the recommendation that I give, because this process still gives you the CFP, still gives you when you're supposed to file a CFPB complaint,
Gotcha.
right?
You're supposed to do it out the gate, right?
You
Out
are
the
not.
gate, right?
You
Gotcha.
got that right. Come on in. Come on in.
Gotcha.
You don't do it right outside the gate. So you
Uh,
have to have some momentum. So whether you're using the new flow or the old flow, you have to have a flow. And if you're not using a flow, then what I'm going to recommend is if you're freestyling, which is cool. Listen, I grew up in New York. Okay, I believe in rapping. Freestyles is what it is. Okay, freestyles make you do what you do now.
yeah.
But if you're going to choose to freestyle, you have to track so that you're able to see what you were able to pivot from month to month to be able
Gotcha.
to make movement. Because whatever flow you're using, if you're going to be doing a CFPB complaint, the recommendation is to wait until you're at month 5, because now you have proof that you've sent the information off to the credit bureau. You have proof, if you guys have the pro, you have proof that you've sent it off to the creditor. And now you have leverage to say, listen, I've dotted my I's, I've crossed my T's, and y'all playing with who? Me. And I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So to get to the training, to get to the guide, you want to click on training, whether you're in the actual Dispute Panda platform or if you are
Outside.
on the homepage, you're going to click on training at the very top before you scroll down. The very first thing that you're going to do is click free download, and you will have the actual most aggressive, most recent dispute flow, and you don't have to worry about certified mail at all. So we wanted to make it nice and easy for you guys.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Great
Gotcha. Thank
questions,
you.
my love. All right, guys, welcome to the room. Key, Prince, Donna. Did you have any other questions, Leon?
No, that's it. Thank you. You answered it.
It is my pleasure, love. It's my pleasure. All right, so I want to say welcome. I'm going to give about 5 more minutes for everyone to get into the room. If anyone has any questions, off subject, does your demand letter work? Can you come off of mute, boo? What you asking, Mr. Lewis? Hey, Mr. Lewis. Hey.
I know you have a demand letter in one of your packages. Do they work? Do they pay out the credit bureaus or whoever you're sending them to, the collection companies for violation?
Oh, you mean in the product, do you ever get paid out if you have a demand?
Well, I know one of your letters you're requesting money from the credit bureaus for violations.
So that's normally on the, are you talking about the letter I gave you? Did I give you a letter?
I seen your letter. Yeah.
You see my letter? Okay. I think that my letter is not demanding money, it's advising them. I think the letter you're talking about is my announcement letter for the personal information and all that other stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably.
right. It's advising them that if they breach it, then they have to pay. So normally when I send that letter out, it's an announcement. That's the way that I use it, to tell the credit bureau, hey, I'm going to start attacking. If you do not respond, then these are the fines that you can have. In the Dispute Panda flow, there are some letters that have that verbiage in there as well. I have never gone to the extent personally of trying to collect from the credit bureau. I do have an attorney that I work with that if they do fall into that violation and the client says they're ready to move forward, I give their files over to them. And then, yes, I have had clients that have collected. I just don't do that work. I stay in my area of genius. Great question.
All right.
I was like, no, so that's just letting them know, like, I know what these fees cost. Look, I know how much it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Great question. Welcome today. I have Edison said, I'm still having issues purchasing credit. Edison, have you gone and you have sent a Loom video to the Dispute Panda team? And what was their response when you tried to purchase the credits?
When I spoke to them, they basically told me that the issue was that the error code 300 was showing up.
Mhm.
So I went back and I just used 2 different cards. I used 2 different cards that have money on it, and I also tried to use the put my banking information as well.
As the ACH?
Yes.
Okay.
And it said something about an error about forbidden resource. So
And that was with the ACH?
that's with both with the ACH as well as the the credit cards and the debit card that I was trying to use.
So a quick question. I've never had that issue before, but hold on one second. Give me one
Right
second.
now I still have the card. I'm trying to still
Is the card a prepaid card?
no,
Okay.
it's a card from TD Bank.
Hold on one second.
Hold on one second, because my daughter, she has this music up. I don't know why.
You're fine. Amount exceeds. What I would do is reach out to your bank. ACH should work because I've never had an issue with the ACH error. So I would do 2 things. One, oh, he's gone. My bad. I forgot he said, give me a second. Y'all see? You see what I'm saying? I need a water. That's what's going on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, my love. I started talking. I was like, oh, he did say, give me a second. I was just running my mouth. It's all right. That's what I get. So what I would do is 2 things. One, I would reach out to the bank that you're using the card for and find out if they're seeing the transaction actually come through their system. And if they're getting an error message or pushback, because sometimes that happens, like a zip code mismatch or something of that nature. But when it comes to the ACH issue, there really shouldn't be a problem. If you can send me a message in the chat, like with your actual email address, I
Okay.
will go ahead and send a message to the support team and just let them know the 2 issues that you're having and see if the devs can support with correcting that issue in real time.
Okay, no problem. So send it straight to your email. You have a support email?
As a matter of fact, I will put my email in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'll write it down right now. Okay, I got it. Perfect.
All right, cool. So you can shoot me an email. So let me know the actual email address that is being used by your account. If you have already done a video, include the video that, remember I tell you guys all about loom.com. Include the video, I'll link in there if you already did a video, but give me I definitely need the username, email address. And if you have the video, send it over. I'm gonna send it to my person that's in the back office and see if we can find out what it does, what it doesn't. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Okay, so I think I said hi, Prince. Hi, office. I'm not quite sure who that is. Hey, Fred H. Welcome, welcome. I think I said hello to Shannon. If there's anyone that does not want me to use their name, please just let me know. I take no offense. You can drop it in the chat, and it will be my pleasure to go ahead and not say names. I like to say names because I like to kind of like let you guys know I see you, I'm here with you. Let's get into it and dip and do. So we are at 8:12. So we are going to dive into the actual training on today. Y'all know I like to start from the top. Oh, Mr. Fred, you got a question. How can I help?
Yes. I just came in, so I wanted to ask a quick question.
Yes.
I have a collection company and a collection, and I wanted to know, they said they couldn't put anything in the letter other than paid in full. Will that get it removed, or do I need something more, or how could it get removed if they send me a letter and I pay the debt?
So unless they stated that when you paid the debt, they were going to do a pay per delete, which means in the letter, they were specifically going to put in there that if you make the payment, they're going to delete the collections. If they did not state that in the beginning, then what's going to happen is the collection is going to be updated from being that there's a balance owed to it being paid. So the collections will still show there. It just won't show as an outstanding debt.
They say they can't do that because they cannot remove a credit item from your credit report. So they said, and they can't word it that way, they said either.
So there are specific companies that have the ability to go and that will go ahead and do a pay per delete. That particular company may just be one that doesn't. So if you have the paid in full letter, what I would recommend at this point is you'd have to wait until the cycle time. I would say give it about 30 days. When you pull your updated report, you want to show that the collections is now showed as paid. A lot of people want to get it deleted, and I definitely understand getting it deleted, but having an open outstanding collection is worse than having a paid collection on your profile. So you're going to receive less of a hit now that that's done, because now you're not in debt for another whatever amount that particular collections was, right? So you're actually helping your debt to income ratio, which is going to be great. But if that company is stating that they're not willing to delete the debt and you've already paid them, there's really nothing that we can do after.
I haven't paid them. I haven't paid them yet. I waited for someone recommended me to this call before I did anything. I just told them then I would call back after I get some more information.
So when you get what I've told clients to do, and this is one of the things that I say in my mentorship program, and anyone that takes my course, one of the things that I have done in the past is I will get a money order or a cashier's check and write on the back of it that if you sign or you agree to cash this check, that you are agreeing to remove the debt off of my credit report. So now if that money order is cashed, I get a copy of that cash money order, and I take that and the paid in full letter and send it to the credit bureaus for them to get it removed.
Okay,
now,
so
you run the risk that they may not cash the check, right, and settle the debt. But if they cash it, then you can take that document and send it to the credit bureau as an agreement that said that if they cashed it, they were going to delete the debt, and the debt is still posted there.
So get it in a money order, and you say write it on the back or in the memo
Yeah.
section.
Nope, I write it on the back right where they're supposed to sign to endorse the actual check. I write the verbiage. By cashing this check, you're agreeing to delete the collection off of my profile.
Okay. Well, she said they don't do that, but okay, yeah, we'll try that.
I mean, like I said, I've done it before. I've had from my track record, I've had an 85% ratio where it has been deleted when I've taken that copy and sent it to the credit bureau.
Okay, so they're not going to actually give you anything. You're just going to take the copy of that you sent them, and so that they cashed it, and the letter that is paid, and use that to the credit bureaus.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
So I'm taking the copy of the money order that I wrote out, and then once I get the I normally do a cashier's check. That's just me because I know I can get the information a lot faster from my bank than if I get a money order from somewhere else. But if your bank does money orders and cashier's check, you can take either one. You just go ahead and go back to your bank and just find out if that particular cashier's check or money order has been cashed. I normally give them 60 days. If it's not cashed within 60 days, then I just go ahead and call them and make the payment, because I would rather have, like I stated, a paid collections than having an open collections keep hitting my score as we're going forward. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. So you just go ahead and pay them via the phone like they want you to do, via debit card or credit.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Okay.
You don't need my information. Now, again, if they're telling me up front that they're willing to delete the account and I could get that in an email while we're on the phone, so before I even make the payment, I get that confirmation. And like I said, I have a list. I do give it to my people. They have a list of over 13 to 15 companies that do agree with a pay per delete. Not all companies will do that, right? Some companies will be adamant and say, no, this is correct, I'm going to keep it on there. But other companies are like, no, we'll go ahead and delete it, because their goal is to get the money. So I would say, try calling them again and say, hey, I called yesterday and I was told that I couldn't do that. I could do this. Or like, I was told I couldn't do it. Can you guys help me and confirm? Because I want to sell it. I want to rectify or settle this account, but I want it to be removed off of my credit report. Will you guys assist me? And if they say no, then, go ahead and get that money order and see if they cash it.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
It's a different tactic to skin the cat.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Great question. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Awesome. All right. So let me see. All right. So now that we are here, I saw Miss K's question in the comment. Thank you, David, for being an awesome co-host. So if you guys are not aware, I plug this on every single call. We talk about the Dispute Panda community. We are not on any of the books or the grams. Okay. We are here and we are able to post content. If you have questions from contract, disputing, how to attack, if you're having errors, whatever it is, you can come to the community. JM is our wonderful moderator that's normally here Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Our Dispute Panda team that is here 24 hours a day, they will come in and dip and do. But I just want you guys to be aware of this community, whether you are on the Dispute Panda standard platform or you are on the pro. This is where you're able to come in and be with other people that are on the platform with you. The other thing is, if you miss any of the Dispute Panda lives, not only can you see it here, but you can also go to our YouTube channel of Dispute Panda and you are able to go ahead and catch the replays there. So if you guys ever are late, miss I was gonna say Sunday, that's not what we hear, y'all. Miss a Monday or a Wednesday, you have the ability to come on in and connect with us. So I'm super duper excited that you guys are here. I'm also gonna try this mic connection. So bear with me as I gather myself to make sure the mic is working. All right. So since we are now at 19 past the hour, I want to ask one more time, do we have any more questions? If not, we are going to dive into we're going to dive into the materials today. Any other questions, guys?
I have one.
Oh, I'm here. What's up, Miss Sabrina? How can I help?
I have a question. I have a client that has a bankruptcy, and we done tried to dispute it twice through Dispute Panda.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you recommend?
You keep disputing. I think that everyone thinks that the dispute letter means that it's going to get off. The reason why we give you a 12-month sequence for dispute is because it can take longer than just one series. I have one client who I have a bankruptcy for. I was able to get it off of 2 of her 3 credit profiles in the first 30 days. I have another client that I've been working her bankruptcy and we're going into month 5. So if you're sending the letter to the bankruptcy court, you're contacting the secondary bureaus that also hold the bankruptcy information. You're going to want to get that information if you're going to be really aggressive. But if you're just using the attack flow, you have to continue attacking it. It's not, the letters are not guaranteed to work month 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I have the letter from the bankruptcy court stating that they don't report to the credit bureaus.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all that, but I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna do it. Just set up and do another round.
Yep, you don't stop. So let me be clear. If you're doing this process to get off specific accounts, then you're going to have to go through a few rounds of getting it disputed. So if you have, so I want to clarify, if you have the letter from the bankruptcy court that says that they do not report to the credit bureau, you can take a copy of that and send it to all 3 of the credit bureaus. The issue is that the bankruptcy court does not report it to the credit bureau. Who reports it are the secondary agencies.
Oh yeah, I know.
That houses the information. So my question would be, have you also sent your dispute letters that you've been generating to those secondary agencies that have the bankruptcy on their file?
No, so I should send it to oh goodness, what's the name of it?
So for bankruptcies, there are, off the top of my head, I can remember 7 different locations that house bankruptcy information. So if you're sending the disputes out, just like you're doing the secondary bureaus with LexisNexis and all of that, you're going to want to find out the other places that her bankruptcy might be held and send those disputes also to those agencies as well to try and help make that movement happen.
So how do I know which agencies have it?
You'd have to ask for the report from those agencies.
I'm saying like which agencies?
Okay, so that's outside of tonight. If you want to book a call, I'll drop my link so that we can do a coaching call and I can actually give you the platform that you would need to go on to go ahead and see where all the information is. Also, did you also check her Pacer profile?
Yep.
Okay, so you have the Pacer information. So yeah.
Yeah, I know about Pacer and all them.
Right. But yeah, off the top of my head, I know that there's about 7 places. I don't know all of them. But I can, if you book a coaching call, I can go ahead and give you the link so that you can go ahead and try and secure that information to see if maybe it's anywhere else so that you're attacking that bankruptcy on both ends. But you're want to go ahead and keep doing the flow. Like I said, I had one client that was with me for 8 months before we got the bankruptcy off. I have another client that was with me for 24 months. Bankruptcy is not an easy feat to get through. And whether you guys are doing bankruptcy, charge off, repos, please understand that first, second round, a lot of times you're not going to get through. And if you're dealing with someone who has also done credit repair with someone else, just a quick tip, y'all, understand that the first 60 to 90 days, you're going to get real slow movement.
Right.
When they come back to you. Okay. But I'll drop my link so that if you want to book a call, we can go over and I'll send you all the links and everything that you need.
Okay. Where are you going to put it at?
I'm putting in the chat.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. My pleasure. Any other questions, y'all?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question regarding like the secondary credit bureaus. Does the actual Metro 2 dispute letters that you that we basically print out from the Dispute Panda, does it actually work? I mean, can we send those out to those secondary bureaus like Innovis, ARS? And
so if you're looking at your attack flow, my love, the attack flow tells you who you're supposed to be sending it out to, because there is a flow, like there is a static letter process for the secondary bureaus. That's what the static letter is for.
Okay,
Yes,
so
for
okay.
the secondary bureaus. Great
No problem.
question.
Thank you.
Great question. Let me see if I can get, that's not what I want you to do. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to.
Well, I have a question whenever you're ready.
Okay, no problem. I'm here. Hold on.
Okay, how you doing there, Prince? And thank you, Raquel, right? Raquel.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question is, I'm just actually getting onto Dispute Panda. I didn't get the pro, I just got the entry level
The
subscription.
free version. Uh-huh.
Mhm. And so I don't know anything about how to navigate through it. So I guess maybe, my question is, if I'm able to book a session with you, is it possible that I can have like a screen recorder on and you can kind of come, like take over my computer to kind of navigate, how I could actually get on to create the, upload the documents and to, this whole process of getting that. I'm just don't know how to use it at all.
Okay, no problem. Great question. Great question. So to answer your question, my one-on-one sessions, you are able to screen record. You are also able to, I actually record them with Audible and I send you guys the recording as well. So if you have a desire to go ahead and record the full Zoom so you have the ability to kind of see everything, you definitely can. I normally send the Otter transcript so you have it. But on tonight's call, we're going over the platform as well. So if you have more in-depth questions, like you're like, hey, I know you saw this or you did this, but I just have a question that I want to like sit and pick your brain, you can definitely utilize that that hour for either time.
Okay, I appreciate it.
1 second. My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. I just dropped it in the chat. Let's see if we can. Any other questions, guys? Let me minimize this. All right, so I want to make sure, let me know if you guys can see my screen. I'm going to start sharing again.
Gotcha.
Can you guys see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Sorry. So, the reason why I always talk to everyone when we're having this open forum about the platform or about the training is because no other software have come across gives you a flow as to how you should start disputing while you're learning. So I'm quite sure there's a lot of new people here that are new to credit repair in itself. And you're like, hey, I don't know what to do. This is why I talk about the guide, because the guide is telling you not just how to dispute with the credit bureaus, but it's giving you the letters if you have the pro. So again, you can still follow this guide. If you guys are doing the free platform, you can still follow this guide. You just won't have the ability to generate creditor letters. That's literally the only difference. You will still have accessibility to everything else, right? So the static letters that are notated here are also letters that are going to go to the secondary bureaus when you are generating the process. So on this call today, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the highlights of the actual main platform. We're going to create a free account. I'm going to talk about the benefits of the platform itself, and I'm going to show you guys how to generate a free round of disputes every 35 days. Okay. So pricing. I love the fact that we already started out here when it came to the pricing. We have a free platform. So if you are looking and you're doing this for yourself, or let's say you already have like a honeybook or constant contact or something of that nature that has a full email sequence for your clients that you already have built out, you can leave that system there and just utilize this system to house their identification and to dispute the letters for you. So on the free platform, you are paying nothing overhead. You're actually having a platform that can dispute the rounds for you. And if you are using Credit Dyno, you do not pay the $17 per round. It's actually free. So that's what we're going to be using today. But if you are not using Credit Dyno, the other credit monitoring softwares are Identity IQ, My Score IQ, and Smart Credit can all be used in this platform. And all you're paying for is to generate the round of letters for your clients. So the free platform gives you the letter creation, a place for you to house your client's platform. If you upgrade to the pro, it is $1 for 14 days and then $197 thereafter. You are able to go ahead and get a secured client portal. You are able to put your contracts in there, your onboarding forms, your payment plan, connect your merchant services. And if you have another platform that is doing email sequences or text message marketing or whatever you're doing on the other end, you are able to have it integrated through Zapier for them to talk to each other. You can also get the pro for a year for $19.70. You get 2 months for free. I'm not going to cover the pro in the calculator or the integration. I will show you guys the integration once I get in, and we will go over the pro features as well once I get in. The training template, I talked about this in the beginning. It gives you all the videos. So myself and David, we are here on Monday, Wednesdays, and for the pros on Thursdays. If you are not able to come here on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, just go ahead and pop on in here, okay, to the training section. It shows you how to dispute. It gives you all the tea that you need to kind of make sure that you're starting to become a beast in these credit streets as far as using the actual platform, okay? The contact tab allows you to have a conversation with our Dispute Panda crew in the back. If you have any questions specifically about a client's profile, you have the ability to go ahead and click, put the client's name in. Of course, you put your information in here. One of the tools that I like to give on every single call is loom.com. Loom.com is a free platform. I like free 99. I like low overhead. Okay. Loom.com allows you to record a video. It gives you a link. You can drop the link right here in the explanation of the issue. And you can put a little thing like, hey, I'm not able to process payments, or hey, I'm not able to add credits, right? You can plug that information in there. And what will end up happening is once the person clicks on the link and watches the video, you get an alert on the back end saying your video has been watched. So that way, you know that something is being done, and you can kind of have a time frame of what's supposed to happen. I do the Loom when it comes to my daughter as well as my VAs. I'll create a quick video and be like, hey, honey, this is what I need. Because I feel like I talk a lot faster than I type. All right. So just go ahead and figure it out with me. So that's kind of how I like to do it. But if you have general questions, like you want to be a part of the beta testing team, partnership, any press, anything like that, you can go ahead and leverage that information here as well. Any questions before I jump into the sign up? Let me check the chat. No questions? All right, all right, all right. So we are going to register for the account. So one of the things that I love about this amazing platform, not only is it a free platform, but I'm able to go ahead and you can shift. So when you guys sign up for this platform, if you are doing this for yourself or your family, and it's just kind of like a little family nucleus, but then you're like, wait a minute, I'm ready to do big business because I've cleared off all this stuff. I have proof that I've been able to clear off all these debts. You have the ability to go ahead and come back in and update the information. And I'll show you that in a minute. But you want to make sure that your information is here. Okay. So whatever you are putting in here, if you have a business email address, that's fine. If you do not have a business email address, you can use your personal. What I will recommend is if you're signing up with this platform for yourself, please, please, please remember that you need to have 2 different email addresses. You have to have one as the owner, and then you have to have one as the user of the account. So what that means is how I'm using rockyroad2224@gmail.com as the owner of the account. If I, Raquel May, need to go ahead and start repairing my own credit, I will have to either create another email or use something else to leverage it, right? .com. I would have to use a different email address. So you want to make sure that you have multiple email addresses to kind of maneuver through. Also, you definitely have to click the term and conditions. I personally sign up for emails and special offers because I'm a mom of 4. and I like free stuff. Okay. I like to know what's going on. I'm nosy. I'm the oldest child. I'm in every room. Okay. So with that being said, you're able to go through the platform. The first thing that's going to come up is a Dispute Panda service agreement. This service agreement gives you the information on how you do business with Dispute Panda and how Dispute Panda plans to do business with you. If for whatever reason you are having an issue, once you've clicked that box, I want you to know that you should still be able to work use the platform without verifying your email address. But if you are having an issue, check your email address, verify it so that you can come back into the software and utilize it. I'm personally going to show you. I can run through everything and I haven't had a problem. So let's dip and do here. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is the dashboard. On the top, you can search your clients here in the dashboard. You do have to put in 3 characters, or of course you can click the client on the side. It says hello to you. Okay. You can see the rounds, any missing documents you have, and any birthdays. If you are looking to earn free credits, you can sign up as an affiliate with Dispute Panda. And what that does is anyone that signs up under your referral link, you earn credits and you can utilize those credits on the platform. The affiliates program is currently closed, but I do tell everyone to click on this because we like drip money here, which is just money that comes in just from you being amazing. You can make a post about it once it goes live and say, hey, this is available for you guys to leverage. And if you're looking to do credit repair, you want to add that on as an option in your business, they can sign up under your link. And because they're leveraging the platform, you get to earn credits because of their sign up. Okay. If you want to upgrade to the Pro, of course, you're able to click the update option. Like I stated earlier, you have the client portal, the payment forms, Zapier integration, one-click import, and shareable ports. I'm going to show you some of those things in a minute once we keep going, okay? One of the other things that I talk about drip money is your credit monitoring affiliations link. A lot of people have multiple links. I tell people use what's best for you. I personally use Credit Dyno because Credit Dyno gives me the full 7-year report for my client. So when I'm looking and it says derogatory, but it may have been outside of that 24-month window, I can have a conversation with my client about their full package instead of guessing as to why it says derogatory and they're now in the positive, right? I don't have to wait for the credit bureaus to send the information back. And I get $8. So for me, if my client is on Credit Dyno, I get the $17 credited because I'm not paying for the round of disputes. And I get $8 for every single month that they're there. So I'm actually ahead by 25, right? Because of the $8 and the 17 together. So to me, if I'm up $20, that means I'm already starting in the black instead of in the red, right? Because mail and printing cost a lot. So if you guys click on this little become an affiliate, you'll be able to put your name in, your email address, and you will get your own code. One of the things I like to do on my social media is to post, have you checked your credit? It's the first of the month. I love that song, First of the Month. I will plug it in. I do it on the 1st. I'll go ahead and run another post about credit monitoring on the 15th. And the goal of it is to get people's insight and get them going to go ahead and at least sign up for credit monitoring. On average, people that sign up for credit monitoring will keep that going. I've had one client who has been paying for credit monitoring for 4 years. They've left the program, they've graduated, but they still get to see what's going on. They still get to check their information. So this is a great way to get drip money without you doing anything extra. And if they come back to you, you're able to make magic happen, right? So this is the dashboard. The client tab shows you the active clients, the inactive clients. If you are leaving a software and coming over to this software, you have the ability to go ahead and actually import your client. If you are having problems importing your client's CSV file, please go ahead and click send a contact message to our support system. You can send them the CSV file and they will import your clients over for you as well because the team is just bomb, okay? If you want to add a new client, you will add the new client information here. Let me see. And we're going to do that in a moment so you guys can see the inner workings of it, okay? When it comes to the letters, this is where you can see any letters that you have generated for your clients. I definitely like to talk about the mailing option. I get this question on my social media platforms when we're in this room, whether or not you should mail with the system. What I'm going to say is mailing from your home location with a geotag. It makes sense. It allows your mail to go through a lot seamless. You don't get a lot of stall letters. However, my accountability partner, she only uses the mail system because she will not stuff. She will not do any of that. So she will go ahead and mail. I personally only use the mail system when I am traveling. The system works as long as you get your letters out by 12 p.m. PST time. The letter goes out the same day. If not, it goes out the next business day. No work is done on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're doing it on Friday and it's 2 o'clock, please know the letter is not going out until Monday. Okay. You are able to track within the software, so you don't have to like go to the post office to check everything if you are doing certified. Please be mindful that if you are doing it first class mail is just like you taking the letter to the post office and handing it to the post office person. Okay. So first class mail does not track, but it does give you an estimation of when the letter should be arriving to the actual credit bureau. Okay. The email link is for the Safe Client Portal access. This is a pro feature where your clients can communicate with you through a safe email sequence. This way you can talk to them, they can talk to you, upload documents, whatever is necessary. Okay. The reports tab. Let me go ahead and minimize this because I messed it up the last time. All right. So the reports tab. I love the reports tab because it gives you the ability to boast about your amazing success. So if you are doing credit repair, not only are you able to take this report on the company level to show how much monies you've deleted, how much total deletions you've completed, whether the score has gone up or gone down, you also have the ability to turn this into a shareable content for your social media platform. So you're able to go ahead and do that. Now, not only can you do it on the company level, you can do it on the client level. So I had one client that after 1 month, their points went up 123 points. I went to the client level and let me go ahead and share this on my social media. I had one client that across the board, their score went up by 358 points. That is something that says, I'm in business, I'm making things happen. Let's get into it. Like, why aren't you working with me? Why not? Right? So these are one of the features that come with the Pro that you're able to leverage. The subscription is where you can connect your merchant service account. It's where you can make your payment structure. If you want to have a DIY plan, or if you want to have a, what's the verbiage? If you want to have a DIY plan, or if you want to have a different tiers of done for you packaging, you can go ahead and set that up here. You also have the training option on that main page, so you don't have to be like, I don't know how to get to training. It's right here. And if you want to contact customer support, you can click on that option as well, and it will open up for you. Okay. This box right here, when you click on balance, it takes you into the settings profile. So you can either click on the box or you can click on these 3 icons and click on settings. I like to start from the top. The profile is where you have your information. So if you change from your regular email to now you're going to be as a business, it is financialfree.com. You can go ahead and plug that in here. You can put your picture here, but please bear in mind that the profile picture is not going to be shown unless you have the Pro feature. Okay. The organization is where you can change your information if you become a business. So for those of you that are starting out, just doing it for yourself and you don't have a logo or anything like that, do not fret. When you decide to shift over, you're able to come here and plug all the information in. And you can put the business address, zip code, and you can put your contract in here. And it gives you standard fields. So you can go ahead and the system will pull out the name, date of birth, whatever information you want in that contract to show up so that you can have it in for every single client. So it has like a mold, and then it pulls all the information in once you've loaded a client into the system. Okay. If anyone needs a contract, please let me know. I can go ahead and drop it in the chat. Also, you guys can go to the Dispute Panda community and type in contract if you guys are on your cell phone, and you'll be able to see the contract information there as well. For the pro people, you are able to go ahead and invite a member. What that means is instead of giving away your username and password or your email address and password, you can add a person onto the platform with their email address, and they will automatically have access to the software. They'll be able to create their own passwords and all that good stuff. All right. The affiliate link is good for anyone. This will only be visible if you have the pro to the client. So that means if you're signing someone up, you would have to send them whatever affiliate link you have. But once you have the pro, you can put your affiliate links here. I turned all of mine particularly off and only kept Credit Dino. I still do my consultation where I'll use Smart Credit or I'll use Identity IQ or My Score IQ if my client has that. If my client wants to keep that particular platform, that is fine. But I do personally, when you come on my platform, I only have the Credit Dino as an option because I want to operate in the black. If I'm already starting out where I'm not paying over $20, why not, right? So it's completely up to you. You can save your changes. If you want to have them pick the option that's best for them, you can keep all of them on and just plug your affiliate links here. So once they get the Safe Client Access portal, they're going through uploading their documents, they will be able to go ahead and click onto the credit monitoring software that you have an affiliate link with, okay? The disputing option is where you are able to go ahead and see the credit bureau's information. If you are noticing, like, the credit bureau have over 7 to 15 different email addresses. So if you're, mailing addresses. So if you happen to see that the mailing address shifts or you're noticing that you're getting responses from 9706, you can come in here and change it. It will actually be changed on the letter that's generated as well. So you don't have to wait for the system to make that change. You can physically do it yourself if you choose to. The billing tab is where you're able to go in and either upgrade your profile or add credits to your account. I want to go ahead and cover this, that if you are adding credits to the account under the regular debit direct credit purchase, whatever you purchase is what you're getting. Nothing more, nothing less. If you do the subscribe and save, which is something that the system, our office realized that people were purchasing a certain amount of credits. So now what we're doing is giving you 50% more from the subscribe and save membership. So if you elect to go ahead and subscribe and save for $20, you are going to get $30 every single month. If you choose a $60 option, you get $90 every single month. You can choose to do the subscribe and save, and then you can also add funds on. But I want to clarify that the funds that are going to be added are not going to be in the 50% markup. If you're buying $100, all you're going to get is $100, okay? You can also add your payment methods here. If you want to do a card or if you want to do ACH, you have that ability as well. When it comes to the invoice tab, you're able to see your invoices for the pro, your clients, and any statements that are outstanding. And the activity tab, it gives you the ability to see the attacks that you sent out, any mailing information if you're utilizing the system, and any attack credits that you have for your clients. Because remember, if they're using Credit Dino, you get 1 free round of attacks every 35 days. Okay, so you'll be able to track when it's been used right here in this platform. The integration tab is where you can go ahead and integrate this profile with Zapier. So if you want to have it where if someone fills an onboarding form, they're automatically able to go ahead and start getting into the system, then they get into your email system, you can connect that through Zapier. All right. And then this again is the referral link that is on the main dashboard when you are maneuvering. So we have officially covered the full settings, all of the information on the side. Do we have any questions or concerns, guys, before I add myself as a dummy client into the system? Thank you, David. David dropped the rounds of attack. So some people in here might be using the old flow. The old flow is in the chat, and the new flow, which is this one that we'll be using on today, is also in the chat. Any questions, guys? No, no questions. Let me see. Okay. All right. So I'm going to add myself in as a client. And what I want to point out are some key things when we are loading the client in. You do not need to put the middle name in there. If your client uses it, it's fine. It's not required. Okay. Remember I said that you have to have a different email address when you are leveraging the system. So I'm now adding myself in as a user because I'm going to be a client, not the owner of the account. I can still use my same phone number, so no fret there. You're going to put the last four of the social. And then when you get to the address, guys, if they have a unit or suite, you can put that here, but you want to make sure that all the other boxes are fully checked the way that you need them to, okay? So that it goes through seamlessly without any issues. So once you have finished this, you can go ahead and hit save. If you guys were on the pro, you would click this button and it would send the dashboard information to the client. So they would be able to upload their IDs. They'll be able to kind of get everything in the software. If for some reason you wrote the date of birth wrong, they can go ahead and correct that information once they're in the platform. Excuse me. Talking a little too fast. I am going to stop for a moment and I want to share this screen. So this right here is the identification documentation. As you can see, it was a screen grab from one of the trainings, how to add a client to Dispute Panda credit repair software and get a free attack. So if you guys are not able to download it right now because you might be on your cell phone, do not fret. You can go ahead and get this in the training module. In the attack flow, it actually shows you this as well. The reason that this is important is because if your client is using this information, but let's say their driver's license has a different address on it than the bill that's being included, you are sending misinformation to that credit bureau. Okay. You want everything to match across the board because the goal is, and we all know of the old tactic of removing the addresses so that when you go to dispute the actual accounts, it's a lot easier to get the accounts off. Again, I want to point out that that is a method. That is one method for you to be successful. However, I personally like my clients to have a clean profile. So I want them to have one name, one address, one phone number, one date of birth. That is all you need on there. Everything else you need to mind your business, right? In order to do that, you want to make sure that the supporting documents are proper. If you are using a utility bill with the address, water bill, cable bill, residential phone bill, best practice is to get an updated bill from your client every 60 to 90 days. Because again, we know the credit bureaus will leverage different tactics to try and stall you out, right? So you can be ahead of the game by making sure that these documents are in the right time frame. Now, if your client's driver's license does not have their current address on there, do not fret. What you're going to do is you're going to utilize another documentation. So you can use their paycheck stub, their W-2, their birth certificate, their passport, their social security card. You're going to leverage any of those items to go ahead and make sure that you're making massive movement forward for your client. And I also dropped this in the chat. So anyone that is by their computer and are able to go ahead and grab it, please do. All right. Now up here, you'll see it has my name and it's telling you that there's documentation missing. Okay. These are the tabs for you to kind of get in and maneuver. And once you've uploaded, you would think that this lights up, but no, you have to tell the system what you're disputing first. So we're going to go through and upload the required documents and pull in the information necessary. So we are going to start with a bill because I like to show you how to crop. When you are leveraging this information, guys, all this information is not necessary. They don't need to see the full bill. What they need to see is the date and that the address matches the information that's on the driver's license. So your goal is to crop and save. And the reason this is because you want to make it your business that you are leveraging the platform and cutting down on the cost on the overhead. So guys, understand that the goal is to get all the documentation on 1 to 2 pages. You're using ink, you're using paper, you're using envelopes. All of that is costing. So you want to make sure that you're leveraging it properly so that other things are not eating up your cost, right? Because we didn't get into business just because we like it. We got into business because we also wanted to keep and maintain our funds, right? Now, if you are utilizing any other credit monitoring software, you're going to want to, if you're using like Identity IQ or MyScore IQ, you're going to click the upload file and you're going to put it here. If you're using Smart Credit, you want to go back to the training video and you want to grab the information from the training video. Okay. Where am I going here? Okay. With Credit Dyno, another pro that I love is that I don't have to log into the credit monitoring software to upload or update the credit report. All I do is come here month after month and I click one-click import, and every 35 days, it updates the credit report for me and I'm able to see what's going on, okay, in real time. So give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. Sure. Okay. That's what you see. And I'm going to grab our username and password. Hold on, guys. There we go. All right, let me get this person up. Any questions while I'm trying to grab my dummy client information? I am here to help. Let me. I can't see you guys' information, so if you do have a question, you can definitely come off of mute. All right. Let me see. All right, so drop an emoji in the chat if you guys can see my screen. It's supposed to be showing the Credit Dyno. I'm sorry, the Documents tab on file. Let me know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can get this in here. Let me see if this dummy, nope, this dummy client is not gonna work. Hang on 1 second, guys. Grab another one. Log out. And as you can see, the reason why it wasn't working, guys, is because that client didn't have their credit monitoring on. So that is why we were having that issue. So give me 1 second. Let me grab another one. All right, one-click import. Any questions in the chat, guys? Let me check. Hold on. Okay, I didn't see questions there. It is loading. All right, so as you guys can see, it's going to have the pop-up that says you've earned 1 free attack. It says 1 free attack awarded per client per month every time there's a 3 bureau pull, limited to 1 free attack per every 35 days. So you can hit dismiss. As you can see now, there's a tab that says disputing. Down here on the side, there's a tab that says free attack credit 1. So now you would click on the disputing option and you are able to dive in to support your client. So this client has bankruptcies that are listed, both a Chapter 13 and a Chapter 7. The system has already acknowledged that this public records information is already impacting the client, right? It has also selected any accounts that are creating harm or problems to your client. What it has not selected are the inquiries. And the reason why the system does not select the inquiries is because the system doesn't cross-check what is open versus what's closed. What the system registers right now, again, with the data points that we have located, the system is registering, hey, this is creating an impact for this client. There are derogatories, late payments, or something that is causing their credit score to drop, right? So they're able to select that. But as far as knowing if the account is open or closed, those data points haven't been added at this time. Now listen, more than likely it will, but until then, this is where your expertise is important. So when you're going through the system, one of the things that you want to do is make sure that you're only attacking inquiries that are not attached to an open and active account. So what that means for you is you would go ahead and put the account information or the inquiry information here for the system to see if it shows up multiple times and if it shows up under in the account section. In this particular case, this client doesn't have an Amex, so I would be able to go ahead and dispute. But let's say, let's see, who does she have? That's open. Let's say this TD Bank was open and we had a TD Bank up here. We would not select the TD Bank account. So what you would want to do is go through all the inquiries and make sure it is not attached to an open and active credit card or credit line, okay? That is going to be your key that you don't want to do. Reason being, if you attack the account, the inquiry, you run the risk of that creditor closing the account down. So if you're using a Windows computer, you want to hit Control F. If you're using a Mac, you want to use Command F, and you're able to search these accounts without actually going one by one by one by one. Does that make sense? That's in there. So PNC is not there, you're good to go. So you're going to want to select all of this and save before you get to the attack. Now, here's something that I like to give you guys and talk about because this feature is dope as heck, all right? When you click on this option, you're able to have a deeper conversation with your client. So the summary tells you, is the account open or closed? But when you go to payment history, you're able to get really good pieces of information. Number one, you can see when did things go left for your client. Number one, when did it go left? 2021, 2022, you got back on track and then boom, it hit you again in 2023, right? So now we're going to have a conversation about this 73% of payment history. Your credit score ranges from a 300 to now a 900, right? But ideally it was 850 previously. So your credit score starts at a 300 and you have 35% of your overall credit score is calculated by your payment history. So 35% of that 100% is based on your payment history, which equates to roughly 192.5 points. Okay. If your client is not at 100%, they are leaving points on the table. So that is why they're not getting the max in that area of 192.5 points. I want to clarify that the top three pieces of the credit score calculation, which is your payment history, your utilization, and your age, equates to roughly 747 or 757 points. So if your client does not pay on time, if your client utilization is off, and if their accounts are not old enough, they're not going to get to that. That right there is getting them to the 700 club by itself, right? The other two markers are really only getting them right up over the hump. So if we're having a conversation with our client, like, hey, you're not paying on time, this is costing you this amount of points. Your late payments impact your scores for 24 months. So as long as you're moving forward and you're now making on-time payments, you're gaining back those points that you lost. While we're going through the process, we're going to do late payment forgiveness letters. We're going to go through all that, but I want you to have a healthy access of what is going to hurt you the most as you're going through credit repair. So if you have a client that's co-signed a car for someone else, or the car is only in their name, but their ex-boyfriend is driving it, you need to have that conversation like, hey, my love, if this person misses this payment, it's going to impact your credit score. And let's be clear, car payments and mortgages impact you way harder than a credit card payment or a collections will, right? So you want to have that conversation. The next thing that you want to talk about is their credit limit, like how much of the card are they using? That utilization is averaged amongst the overall available credits on all of their accounts, as well as what they're using. If you're wanting to be in the 700 club, the goal is your utilization needs to be at 15% or lower. If you are wanting to be in the 800 club, the goal is 7% or lower. And I like to give this tip. This is another free 99. If your client is paying on the due date, they are paying wrong unless the due date comes before the statement date, because the statement date is when the information is being closed and it's then being sent over to the credit bureau for the credit bureau to know this is how much money you're using. So if your client is like, oh, wait a minute, I have this $1,000, but I have to pay my car payment. If the car payments takes a credit card, but the car payment is not due till the 10th, but the statement closes on the 3rd, tell them to put that $1,000 on the credit card and then wait till the statement close and pay the car off with that credit card. That's just a good way to kind of try to make sure that liquid assets is covering what they're doing. But this gives you the ability to see how much of that money are the clients actually using, how is this benefiting them, and then being able to have a conversation that's breaking down like, hey, this is why your credit score is not moving, because I can write all the letters in the world. If you're still late, you're losing out on 192.5 points. If your utilization's over 100%, you're losing out on 165 points, right? Just those two alone added to the 300, y'all, they have the control of manipulation a lot faster than just these letters. These letters are great. I'm not going to tell you these letters are great. These letters are amazing. I've gotten bankruptcies off. I've gotten repos off. I've gotten collections off. But it does not matter if we get things off if the behavior and the knowledge is not there for your clients to be able to excel. Okay. So once you've done that, oh, another thing, if you guys already have proven letters that you've used in the past, I want to tell you that you can utilize a system to integrate those letters. So you can go ahead and put, if you know, code 15806 is good for late payments. I'm going to use that code. I'm going to hit use template. And when the letter generates, it's going to generate that specific code in that letter for that particular credit account or account that's on profile. So if you have your own curated letter that you want to use in conjunction with, that's how you're able to do it. If you don't want to, you just remove it and you're good to go. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. So with that being said, once you have gone through all of that, you want to hit save filter. Once you hit save filter, now you can go about the process of disputing the profile. So you would click, if you guys are new, you're wanting to make sure that you download the attack guide, but you want to go ahead and click here. And the first method of attack is the Punch of Fury, Supreme Boosted. If you have the Pro, you can click the creditor option. I'm going to show you guys that. And then you're going to do the static letters. This round will be in handwritten form. You are not doing a CFPB complaint. You're sending it out standard mail. It does not need to be in colored, and it is single-sided. So I would come over here and hit start round, Punch of Fury. We're going to do handwritten. If I had the Pro, I would literally just click this button. I'm going to hit Supreme Boosted. We're going to hit start round, and we're going to do confirm. The first round of letters are being completed for my client, and I don't have to do anything at all except for if I'm going to mail it out myself, I would download it. If I am going to let the system mail it out for me, I'm going to change from double-sided to single-sided. And then all I would have to do is make sure that this amount is in this bucket for the system to mail it out for me. If I don't have the money, I just hit cancel. I go ahead and add the money, come back and hit mail out. Okay. when you are doing the static letters, you are required to have at least $1 in your account in order for the static letters to print. So you would come here, whatever my letters look like is what my static letters look like as well. So if it's handwritten that round, I'm also selecting handwritten for the static letters as well. I like to scroll down to the bottom because the system jumps, and I hit Factor Trust, Microbuild, DataX, Clarity, Credco, ARS, LCI, Innovis, LexisNexis. And then you hit start round. It will then generate. It's not going to generate this time because I don't have any money in the profile because I just did the free round with my credit dyno login, right? But you would be able to see there'll be another box. So if you did do the creditor, if you had pro, it will say attack, then it'll say creditor, and then it will say static. If you have the free, it will just say attack, and then it will say static. Okay. Once you have done all of that, you can see the history. It will show you that the letters are there. If you are mailing it out, it's going to automatically say download. If you have not told the system to mail it out for you, it's going to automatically say download here. It's not going to have any trackable information. But if you do tell the system to mail it out, it will have a letter ID. If you selected on the option here for it to be certified mail, then you will get a certified mail tracking number on your letters, and you'll be able to see that on file here where it says tracking number. Okay. You're also able to see the credit report. You're able to see the scores, and you're able to go ahead and see any invoices that you may have. If you have the notes, or if you have the pro section, you can put the notes in. Like I was telling the young lady earlier that I send the bankruptcy letters to the bankruptcy court, and I send it to all the secondary agencies. So now when I'm having a conversation with a client, I can literally send them a message like, hey, be on the lookout for this this agency, this agency, this agency. I need to know if they sent you back a response so that I'm able to navigate the waters well for them. Okay. So we have officially gone through the full platform. Any questions or concerns from what we've shown so far? Welcome, Melanie.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, what question do you have?
Okay, the static letters, right, for
Mhm.
Factor Trust. What what does the letters actually say
I'm
on
not able to open the letters, but it's a dispute letter because it has the client's personal information on there. But it is a dispute letter based on the information that is notated on the credit report that is assigned to that particular company. So it is a specific verbiage letter for attacks to the secondary bureau.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So you would have your attack verbiage specifically to the creditors with the codes. This system is a Metro 2 system as well. So it has Metro 2 verbiage as well as the factual verbiage. And it's, even though the flow is the same, the letters are generated based off of the information on the credit report. The benefit of using the credit dyno versus the other credit monitoring softwares are that they're meant to talk to each other. So the data points are tracked, the system tracks the benefit of the letter and what it has been able to curate. But as far as the letters are with the verbiage that are specific to secondary bureaus versus the verbiage for the credit bureaus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So yeah, so if you have it here, you guys can come here. That's what the static letters are for, is to go to the secondary bureaus. Any other questions, guys? And if you guys don't want to come off of mute, you can drop the questions in the chat. It'll be my pleasure to answer.
Another one, sorry.
Okay, no problem. What questions do you have?
CFPB related. If I wanted to file a complaint for a client, well, help them file a complaint, right? What letters you suggest I can use, well, the client can use to mail out to the CFPB?
So let me clarify. When you're filing a so I'm going to be transparent. I don't do my CFPB complaints personally. I do not do that. I have my team do it. But what you are sending to the CFPB are the letters that you've already generated and sent out to the credit bureaus. So you're not generating, so I wanted to be clear that you're not doing the CFPB complaint from Dispute Panda. You would be logging into the CFPB website, and you will be uploading the letters that you specifically sent out to the credit bureaus.
Okay. And how long and that's like a 30 to 40-day process to get a result from them, right?
It's a 30-day window that you have to allow them to have, correct. But you're not doing a CFPB complaint until round 5. Because you need to have the letters and the proof that you've been requesting to get support to the credit bureaus, and you want to load them. You can upload them to your CFPB complaint.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Any other questions?
I do have a question, and that is with that with the free subscription, can I still generate the letter and print it out?
So I'm on the free platform right now, and that's exactly what we just did. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're wanting to print it out yourself, you would literally just click this download button. It will download to your computer, and then you're able to go ahead and print it out and mail it out for your client.
Okay. But I wouldn't be able to,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I wouldn't be able to upload that. Someone said something about uploading whatever the letter that's created. You're able to upload that to Dispute Panda.
So what I'm not quite sure in what context they're talking about. So what I can advise is if you have a stall situation, where let's say there was a situation where you sent out a round of disputes and the credit bureau replied back to, it looks like there's a third party service that you're using, blah, 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 blah. You would come into the static letters, and you would scroll down to stall. And then you can click the stall letter, and you would put in the date that you sent the original request. In the event you have Pro, you're able to upload the original dispute so that when it's regenerated, it has the stall letter with the actual dispute together. But there's nothing that requires you to upload anything here. If you're specifically wanting to use your own letters, then you would simply create a template by doing it in the dispute tab and clicking on this add a custom message. So without knowing the context in which the person spoke to you, I'm not quite sure what they were referring to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
My pleasure.
When you're actually creating it inside of Dispute Panda, then Dispute Panda generates all of the specific codes that it needs to be recognized.
Correct. You don't do anything. Dispute Panda generates the letter. So for me, for the first 7 months, I only had the free version. I did not get the pro version because originally they did not have these creditor letters. So originally what Dispute Panda had was basically the standard flow. And actually I can pull it up for you guys so you can see it. Hold on. Let me minimize it so it doesn't kick me out. So flow. So this used to be the old flow, where it was like red attack, blue attack, so on and so forth. When I originally started, I always used to use either the red attack flow or the blue attack flow. I personally always sent letters to the secondary bureau. So that was something that I did on my own. I generated letters there. When the update happened in 2023, they removed the old flow, which only had the information to send to the credit bureau. And now they added the information of when you're sending it to the credit bureau, the creditors, and the third-party credit companies. So that's helping people because a lot of people are like, well, when do I dispute with the secondary bureaus? They did not know when it was appropriate to send a letter or when it was not. So that's why this new flow was created. But you can get the same, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I got amazing results on the free platform. I literally only sent my letters to the credit bureau and to the secondary bureau, and I was still getting amazing results. So if you guys are on the free platform, don't think that you're not going to be able to get good results. What it is that it's allowing the system to be a little bit more aggressive when you're on the pro, because now you're getting that extra layer of free letters to the actual creditors as well. But great question.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Oh no, that's it. I appreciate it.
My
I have another question.
Okay, I might have an answer. What's the question?
The actual the court letters the static letters for the courts, right?
Mhm.
Is it recommended if you have like a collection with the county, like a county of clerk? Can we send the static letter? I believe they have something for the courts. I'm not sure.
So the only static letter that is listed on here, and as a matter of fact, let me back out real quick. So the static letters that are listed on here that is specifically for the court is the static letter for bankruptcy. That is the
Okay.
only court letter that is on file.
Okay. All right, no problem.
So yeah, so if you would want to, you might be able to integrate AI software, but just for transparency on here, the only court letter that we have is the bankruptcy court letter.
Okay.
At this time. If you want them to create something additional, I would recommend that you send a message to the back office, because they do take a lot of the upgrades that have been added to the software has been because of the customer saying, hey, I would like to have this, I would like to have that. So we then created it for everyone.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? Or ladies? Sorry. Any other questions?
Just going back to what you said earlier, you said you didn't have, actually, when you're doing your letters, you don't send it to the CFPB yourself at all?
No, I don't do the CFPB. My back office does it. I taught my daughter how to do it. So she does the CFPB complaints when we get to round 5. That is not something I do anymore. Look, I have no problem to give her a little piece of change, because she'll do that. She has fun uploading those documents there. But did you have a question about it?
Well, just kind of going around it a little bit. I said, well, if I did actually create the dispute letter in Dispute Panda and then uploaded it to the CFPB, could I actually do that without waiting the 5 other rounds before I can do that? Is that some sort of like a rule that they have that they won't accept it if you have not, did any? I guess it would be other due diligence as far as having proof that you've already reached out to the depositories or creditors, concerning the matter.
That is correct. So think about it just like if you send if you send too many letters to the credit bureau, they can deem that the letters are considered frivolous, right? So you need proof with the CFPB that you've done the work for them to come in and then advocate on your behalf. So think of it just like if you had a child and your child said, oh, the teacher is not helping me. Well, did you talk to the teacher? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do? Tell me what you did. That's kind of what you have to do before you go and file a CFPB complaint. So if you do one letter and then you file a CFPB complaint, you're more than likely they're not going to follow up. They're not going to do anything for you because you don't have enough information saying that you have done the work to try and get a response.
So you haven't exhausted all,
You have not. Yeah, I'm like I tell my kids, I am your last hope. When you call me, I am here to blow stuff up. That is what I use the CFPB for. I am calling you to blow this up. I need help, man down, help me. But I need to show you what I've done beforehand, right? Same thing with the letters, guys. A lot of people do not know that it is written in the laws that we are supposed to give the credit bureaus 30 days to respond to our disputes. If you are doing that, sending the letters out again, like let's say you send round 1 on day 1, and then on day 15, you send out round 2. Well, now you're giving them an extra 15 days for them to go ahead and dispute the first round of letters that you sent out. They're not even looking at the second ones yet. So don't do yourself, waste any credits, waste any letters, waste any funds. Give them that full 35 days that the system is telling you. so that you can make sure that you're actively making massive movements forward. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Great
Thank you.
questions. Any other questions? Any other questions? These are really, really dope questions. I appreciate it, guys. Go ahead. What's your question?
All right. I like the issue I had before, again, trying to add funds into my account. I'm having the same issue. It's saying forbidden resources. Soon as I logged in, it said forbidden resources.
Okay, so as I stated earlier, send me a screen. You can send me a screenshot. You can send me the video, send me your email. I'm going to send a message to the back office person that I know, and I'm going to have them look into that for you. Does that make sense? Because
Okay.
I physically don't have access to anyone's profile. So that's why I was telling you to send me an email so that I would be able to get it over to them and they will be able to look into it for you.
All right.
Okay, I only have access to give you guys the training material. I do not have access to any back office things, so I do apologize. But if you send me the email, I will aggressively advocate on your behalf to get things corrected, okay?
All right, no problem. It's just like I'm ready to do all these things right now, and it's
I understand. I'm going to send the message actually after I stop sharing the screen. As long as you've sent me the email. Did you already send me the email?
no, not yet. I'm
Yeah, how
doing
you,
it.
sir?
No, no,
Sir,
I'm doing it. I'm doing
sir,
everything right now.
you
I'm
see
doing
my mic? You see how he doing me, y'all?
I'm doing
And I
everything
got a
right now.
podcast mic just for you.
All right,
He talking about he want to do this right now. Send the email. Send
I'm
the
sending
email,
right
Daniel.
now.
Send the email, Daniel. Okay. Nah, but for real. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? No, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna make that and copy this. No questions before I let you guys go? See if there's a new message here.
You know how it always goes. As soon as you close out, everybody, like, oh, wait a minute, I can ask this question.
Yes, child. And I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm gonna be booked and busy because my husband just came home, so I'm gonna be harassing him. And
Yes.
look, I need to know if he won his basketball game, so I'm about to harass him. Okay,
Okay.
that's what's about to happen. Nah, but for real, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. I did go ahead and drop my booking link in the chat. So if you guys have questions or concerns and want to book a call with me, we can definitely dip and do. I do like to give away letters on my session. So when you guys come in to a paid session, you will get a free letter. And you guys get full access. So you get to pick my brain for 1 hour. Transparency, guys, there will be no call the week of the 28th. So for that week, we will not have any Dispute Panda live calls the 28th of April, but I am here every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday before and thereafter. Did you already send me the email, Mr. Edison?
No, not yet. I'm working on it
Okay.
right now. Sorry.
All right. No, that's fine. Just go ahead and once you get it, I will reply back to your email to let you know that it's been that I've sent the message out. And then if I hear something back, if they send me a message directly, I will go ahead and send you a message as well. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
It is my pleasure because I want you to get started. I love excitement, honey. I love it. I
Yeah,
love me some excitement.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The next course, the next credit master course that I'm going to have for everyone in the Dispute Panda group is going to be live in May. I'm taking off for April. So we will have a credit master class in May. The replay for the class last month is available for $397. But if you guys want to come to a live 2-day class, I'm in here to get y'all together. I want to make sure that you guys have all that you need to be successful in these credit streets. Anything else that y'all need before I let you guys go off for the rest of the night? Questions, concerns, comments? All right. Well, thank you guys for being so awesome and for being a beast in these credit streets with me on tonight. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can definitely send a message to me. My email is in the chat, support@evolvedlifenow.com. You can also leave a message on the community group, and you can watch the replay in the community and on YouTube. And we also have TikTok and Instagram links. I didn't even know we had an Instagram, y'all. I thought it was just Matt. Any other questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for being awesome, guys, and for investing in your future wealth. If you have any questions, let me know. Have an amazing night. Okay, guys? Bye.
Goodbye. Take care.